while it would get violent, it would get bloody, yet it was still managed to come out goofy looking and stupid.
Armor piercing.
He must have shot him with the bitch bullet.
Yeah, I know, yeah. He's like, I don't even sound like that.
Hey everyone, Double Toasted in LA is getting close. Ticket sales are picking up. Get your tickets now before they're all out by going to dtmerch.com. So, back in 2012, there was a movie that came out based on a comic book that went on to be somewhat of a cult classic.
800 million people living in the ruin of the old world.
Dredd came out in 2012, did not do very good at the box office, but went on to become a massive cult classic, and people who've seen the movie loved it. We will not be talking about this movie tonight. The movie that we are going to be talking about is, go back a little further, and a little lower in quality as far as storytelling goes, and a few other things. We are talking about, let me see here. Tonight we are talking about not Dredd, but Judge Dredd from 1995.
73 citizen riots.
Come get us!
Court's adjourned.
Oh, people. This also went on to become a massive cult classic, but not for the reason it wants to be. This movie is, and actually had a lot more influence on things than I thought. But yeah, this is not remembered very fondly. In fact, this is considered to be, by some people, very much on the lower end of comic book adaptations out there. And those of you who have seen this, and why not? You know, it's got a major star in there, Sylvester Stallone as the title character, Judge Dredd. You know the story right here, but for those who haven't, because I know this came out, you know, before a lot of people's time out there, you were very young. First of all, this is based on the British comic book. Actually, which started out in a science fiction series of magazines, and it went on to get his own magazine, Judge Dredd magazine, very popular. I think this was 1977 when this came out. Kind of close to, this movie is kind of close to what the comic book is about, kind of. But for those of you who don't know, for this particular movie, so Judge Dredd, he's been in these dystopian streets for years, just judging people, looking down on people. Some would say judging a little bit too harshly sometimes, but the tables get turned when his clone brother Rico sets him up for murder, the murder of a reporter who's been kind of too critical of Judge Dredd out there in his job. And now with his annoying sidekick, he must try to get back into he must try to get back into Mega City 1, the futuristic city here, and clear his name before his brother Rico and a corrupt council of judges out there can cause more chaos and also set in motion a plan to oppress the people for some of the smallest charges out there. So
Rob sounds like, who are you talking about?
yeah, who's that?
Yeah.
So
I don't know, it just got me, man. I was looking at it going,
but you knew what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Notice I didn't say no names.
Yeah, you ain't got to.
But
Everybody knows.
so, you know, a lot of this movie was criticized for taking some liberties, man. And they just said, you know, just didn't get, you had the money, and you had good intentions, but you just didn't really capture the spirit of that comic book. You know what else is new in Hollywood in 1995? So, you know, we'll get into some of those things that really did not capture the spirit of the source material. But I will tell you right now, when the movie started out, you could tell immediately they didn't know what to do with this. Because when it started out, they had this old serious ass narration with it. Because the comic book is kind of satirical and it's dark and also a bit fun.
It's pitch black humor.
It really is. It's almost like a very, 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 very dark comedy and goes into some crazy places. It's you know, or it has a lot of humor. Like you say, very dark humor. But, you know, This right here, they tried to do that sometimes, and then sometimes they didn't know what else to do, so they got a little serious with it, and that's how they started. I got this old serious-ass narration, which is cool for James Earl Jones, who does it.
Sure.
Because he got an easy paycheck for this.
I know.
That fool came in and just read a paragraph and said, I'm out.
And can I pick up my check on the way home?
Yeah.
Millions of people crowded into a few megacities where roving bands of street savages created violence the justice system could not control.
He thinks he's reading for another Star Wars movie. He don't know what this is.
He don't give what it is.
Yeah,
Why should he?
Yeah, he don't know what this is.
Here's the paper, read it. Wow, you nailed it.
That's how they got him, because it's another Star Wars movie. Really? Okay, I'll read it. Sure. It's done me well. Done me good over there. And this fool was out.
You only have 2
Yeah.
takes.
And by the way, that's the last you hear of him. He don't come back for a meanwhile or anything like that. Meanwhile, no, this fool read this shit and he was out. And I can tell you this was added after the movie was done.
Sure, because the thing is, everything it's reading there is pretty much apparent. As you watch it, everybody mentions it. It was like, well, you know how dumb some of these people can be.
Exactly.
Let's tell them what's going on.
Yeah, they might be lost without these words. No, I get everyone. Matter anyway. We didn't get right down to it.
It don't matter. Jason Jones like, yeah, sure don't.
I tell you, man. And it's too bad the movie was not better, because I'm not a big Judge Dredd aficionado, but I used to buy some of the books back in the day. I bought actually a big graphic novel that was beautiful, painted and everything. And Judge Dredd was always one of those comics that I got chased out the comic book store because I would just read them there. Read them for a long time. So I know a little bit about Judge Dredd. I'm a kind of a softcore fan.
Well, I don't blame you, because I used to buy them back then from the comic book store, and that's when the dollar wasn't so doing so well against the pound.
Yeah.
So those British comics cost twice as much as an American comic.
Oh yeah. I actually like the character a lot. So I know some things about Judge Dredd. I was even looking forward to this movie back in the day. And just a little secret right here. I was so wanting a Judge Dredd movie. I kind of defended this. I was the one that everybody was like, shut with this.
You know what? For all the shit it takes, it does get some things right.
No,
it gets some things right that the 2012 movie doesn't.
And see, that's the thing. This movie, I'm really impressed with what it did with $90 million. I mean, inflation today probably would carry it over, but not even $100 million. And what they did get right with this is that first of all, they got the look of Mega City 1 down. They didn't have the budget to do that. Now, I love Dredd. But Dredd, they just went to, they went to Dallas or something, filmed the city there. I don't know where they went, but it looked like Earth City.
It was England,
where
they filmed it.
But, here it is the exaggerated comic book version of a huge, crazy city. After revisiting this, I'm like, damn, they got that down. The more important thing is that the judge costumes, spot on.
Spot on, yeah. Comic book accurate.
Yeah, translated very well to live action. Holy crap.
Not that cod piece.
And see, that's what I was going to say, man. And listen, they found the right balance between comic book and live action, because the comic book, those shoulder pads are like about 3 times the size of his head.
Yeah, depending on who draws them. Yeah.
Yeah. But there is one add-on on there, that some people probably looked at who were really, 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 nitpicky about it. The gold dick protector is something new. But it makes sense. In a dangerous world like this, you got to protect your dick.
Yeah, sure.
That's the main important thing right there. I get it.
Of course.
I looked at the comic book characters. How come you didn't do that?
How come you? Yeah. It make more sense for you to have a cod piece.
Yeah, exactly. Stallone was so adamant about getting the costume right that he actually commissioned fashion legend Gianni Versace to design a suit for style and comfort with this. Yeah, man. So a lot of attention to detail. They even get small details right with the world, or how the comic books were. There were. I remember in the comic books, all all the fashion was crazy. You know, the whole thing with this is that everybody, to give themselves an identity, you know, everybody had really colorful outfits. One of the things they didn't do here is like people just modify themselves to the point where they say, hey, you get ugly.
Right.
You remember?
Yeah.
Anybody can be pretty. No, get ugly. Also, in the comic, there used to be places and buildings named after celebrities. And I picked up a little something here where like there's a street name here. And see, some of you are young, but I'll see if you can pick it up right here.
Request backup. Help me in Heavenly Haven on the corner of Abbott and Costello.
I was like, all right, not so on the nose.
Come on, man. Yeah. Turn around the corner from Three Stooges Lane in the Marx Brothers Road.
Man, but they did that in the comics sometimes.
They
you know,
did.
so it's accurate when you get right down to it. You know, they did their research and if this was more of a satire, things like that would have resonated better. So where did this go wrong? Well, if you read about this, just another case of too many cooks, too many chiefs, too many people trying to be leaders, too much input.
And too many is 2.
Well, it's 3 technically, but really 2. The director, Danny Cannon, the studio, and Sylvester Stallone. They you know, with all of them pulling in different directions, none of them could get the comic book tone right.
And it's funny because, you look at the comic, it's dark comedy. And the director wanted to make it dark.
Yeah.
And Stallone wanted comedy. And somehow these did not mesh together.
No, the director wanted it to be, they had a script that was dark, just like the comic. And and Stallone was like, I want to be PG-13. You know, so he wanted this to be a PG-13 comic book comedy. You know, just old goofy comic book movie. The result is a rated R action flick trapped in a PG-13 goofy ass comic book movie talking about help! Let me out! Help! Y'all know somebody hear me?
Well, I don't know if you read this, but they said RoboCop kind of them over.
Well, that's the thing with this movie. If you watch it, it's at times you see where it's this weird cross between Batman and Robin and RoboCop with a little dash of Total Recall thrown in there.
And Demolition Man.
Yeah. Well, I think Demolition Man even reminds me of those movies right there, but very much like all the, especially with Sylvester Stallone being in there.
Him and Rob Schneider.
That's true. Yeah, was Rob Schneider in Demolition Man?
Yeah, and it was just 2 years before.
Wow.
It's almost like Stallone did Demolition Man. It's like, I can make this a sequel to that.
Yeah. So what you had it's a weird mix, y'all. And, you know, it's one of the most schizophrenic ass movies I've seen out there because it's not that far off from a lot of those things that we're mentioning. They just can't find a common ground with any of these different tones. So you had violence that leaned towards rated R.
Rapid fire. Rapid fire.
Oh, my knees.
Yeah, damn. One brother was like, man.
All of them stinky legging out there.
Yeah, he's like, all right, I'll drop it. Yeah.
All them kneecaps are gone right there.
That's it.
So you know, it leaned on an R because you know it was a lot of shooting and a lot of violence to be sure. But the only reason why it was because it's really not the violence.
It's not disturbing.
It's not disturbing, and it's really while it leaned towards the rated R, it's still not that far from a PG-13. I can tell you why it crossed over into a rated R. It's one stupid little detail. Blood.
Oh,
That's it. It's just they just have blood. Now, if you watch a Marvel movie, you see people getting shot like this all the time. You just don't see them big old blood patches on there like that.
Right.
While it would get violent, it would get bloody. Yet it was still managed to come out goofy looking and stupid.
Armor piercing. Armor piercing.
He must have shot him with the bitch bullet.
Yeah, I know, yeah. He's like, I don't even sound like that.
My man went there. He was shocked that he even hit him.
Armor piercing. Armor piercing.
Looking around him.
Oh man, I got that pussy ass
I can't believe this. This is what's supposed to happen. I'm so young. He was looking around the room for help. He said, "Oh God, help me! He's not gonna help me. I'm going down." Here's where the studio comes in, because while the director and Sylvester Stallone were fighting each other, and both of them have nothing good to say about each other.
Yeah, right.
You know, the director, Danny Cannon's talking about, well, Sylvester Stallone, he was really overbearing and trying to run things. And meanwhile, Sylvester Stallone said, well, you got out of a chair one day and said, you all will, I am king, you will listen to me. And everybody just wanted to beat his ass, you know, so who knows? I mean, it's egos.
Yeah.
But I'm sure both of them had their ego in it.
You talking about the mid-90s though? That's when Stallone was trying to take over everything.
Yeah, he was he was the Dwayne Johnson of his time.
Yeah. He would go on set and be like, all right, I'm looking for who to do it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the studio is just trying to figure out how to keep this from getting an NC-17, because somehow shit was getting real. While these two were fighting, there were these really violent scenes that were actually slipping through.
Everybody noticing.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I was reading about the ones that got cut.
Yeah, and me and the ratings board is saying, y'all better come get this shit.
Y'all can't have this.
Well, what the hell are you doing? So there's because there were some scenes that were too violent. So they have this they got this reporter in the movie. And he's been talking big shit through the first half of this movie. I'm gonna expose all y'all judges out there, especially you, Judge Dredd, with your big ass. You the main one. You're talking some big shit, man.
4 of them killed by a gang of squatters who were themselves killed in summary executions by Judge Dredd.
So you know they gonna light his ass up because he just talked too much. He's stirring trouble. And so that's where you get the part where, and we'll talk about this character in a little bit, that's where you get the part where Dredd's Sylvester Stallone's clone brother comes in and tries to frame him for murder, and my man busts in and not only shoots the reporter, but it was like, well, I know your wife is here. Too bad she's wrong place at the wrong time.
Dredd.
Oh man!
Let's do this shit.
She sounded more manly than the other dude got hit in the elbow.
I like the way my man put up the zig heil before.
Yo, man.
Like he had powers.
Yeah, he thought he was Magneto, really, like he was gonna stop the bullets.
Dredd, quit playing.
Both of them getting back. And I'm out. And I like the little editing right there. It's like, Dredd did it.
Nobody's alive to see that.
I know.
Everybody's dead in the room.
Just in case.
Yeah. Again, treating the audience like we dumb. Dredd did it. Now, see, if this movie was smart, they never would have put that up there like that, because they focus on it too much.
Right.
It was like, all right, now we know somebody's,
Yeah. Well, plus we know that Dredd didn't actually do it.
Yeah. Exactly. We don't need this.
And right before he shot him, he said, "Dredd."
Yeah.
So we don't need to. You know what I'm saying? Loud and clear. We don't need to see all that shit.
Judge Dredd, my friend, there's no way you would do this to me.
So the reason why this is going to get an NC-17 is because it was going to be longer and it was going to be slower. So they were going to be doing that thing. Slow motion, blood squirting out while they're going down. They were trying to be RoboCop.
Right. And you go, you don't need all that.
No. And it's hard to believe that this movie was even anywhere near NC-17. It's hard to believe this movie was even on the same block as the NC-17 because it is so silly at times, where it does, this is where it feels like Batman and Robin, the over-the-top cartoonish characters, especially the villains, all of them, because they're all overacting, and to a point where I know they probably were told to be like that, but even for something like this.
Armand Asante is going for it.
Oh, yeah. But like all these side characters in the beginning, they all look like those no-name gang members from Batman and Robin. You're like, shit, I thought I was overacting. God damn.
And that was just James Remar's career through the 90s.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
80s too. Late 80s too, yeah.
Now, where they really get it wrong, because some of this stuff is on the side. They're like, all right, we can handle some of this. But when you get the character whose name is the title of the movie, when you get him wrong, And then the whole movie falls apart. And that's one of the biggest things they mess up on. Judge Dredd. You know, that's one of the things even watching this. I want to like this movie. So I was ignoring certain things. Like one of the, people were saying the biggest sin for this character, of course, is him taking off his helmet.
Yep.
You know, Judge Dredd never takes off his helmet. To this day, no one knows what this character looks like.
There was one time he took off his helmet and his face is disfigured and they covered it up. And
they've even gone back on that. They've done a lot of things with it because at one time Judge Dredd was black. Just for like
what?
Yeah, for like one issue. Like they said his lips would change because anybody could be Judge Dredd. So it was like a different take on Judge Dredd.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but they dropped it.
Okay.
Yeah, one issue. That's
one issue.
Yeah,
that was a what if.
No, shit, his lips too big right there. Don't see this.
So you're not supposed to think he's not supposed to ever take his
helmet off? No, he never takes his helmet off.
People.
I mean, that was like one of the biggest praises for the 2012 movie was like, okay, you got that.
Yeah,
right.
Carl Urban he had to fight to not take the helmet off. Mm-hmm. The studios were the ones that would say, shit, you better show that face here. We got to sell this movie.
Well, plus here, they're like, we didn't pay for Stallone and not show his face.
Yeah,
right,
exactly. And meanwhile, fans are like, no, hell yeah. But
well, he took that helmet off and wasn't about to put it back on.
Oh, that helmet is gone. He might as well threw that shit in the trash.
Get that
shit out of here.
And I tend to think that, especially with Stallone, especially with his ego at that time when he was huge, I tend to think he didn't want to put that helmet back on.
Sure. He's looking at
like,
a franchise with his face on it.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But there are times when he has the helmet on that they actually do get it right. I'll give credit where credit is due, because when you look at it, like he got them big old juicy rubbery lips. He got that.
He got the scowl and the chin.
He got that chin, got the jaw, and he actually has the attitude. For a while, it's okay. Yeah, it's a little cheesy, but it was cheesy in the comic book sometime.
In code 3613, let me guess, life. Death. Coincidence.
All right, little Schwarzenegger pun right there, but it's okay.
I mean, minus the pun, that is like straight out of the comic book.
It really is. Yeah. It really is.
A long shot though, man.
Oh yeah.
I mean, pull a gun up, then line, all that slow shit right there. He shot him. Let's just move on.
And I'll tell you, my man, he's working that mouth hard to make it look like the character. But there's times when look, it's Sylvester Stallone, y'all. At times he started talking, that bottle lip takes over. He can't help it.
Hey, man.
He becomes straight up Sylvester Stallone. Like, when my man is kind of snarly, he's able to keep that lip under control. But when he started yelling, that lip's like, move, get out the way. That lip's about to leave.
The sneer.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't he born with half his face paralyzed?
Yeah. Something like that, yeah. Another thing that they get right briefly is the comics satire on justice. Mm-hmm. It was a big. They were really making fun of American police brutality and abuses, but it was also pointing at Britain too. But there's and what they do is it's a whole satire with the police and the justice system going too far, and having too much control. To the point where it was just ridiculous intentionally, and Judge Dredd would just sometimes be an asshole.
A lot of times,
yeah.
Like said, somebody could help him, like maybe drive a car into somebody that was about to kill him, and he thank him, but say like, but that's destruction of private property, so you get 5 years.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, see, and man, if the movie kept doing what they're doing in this scene right here with him and Rob Schneider, they nailed that satire right there, man.
I had no choice. They were killing each other in there.
Could have gone out the window.
40 floors? It would have been suicide.
Maybe, but it's legal. 5 years, half in penitentiary. Case closed, take him away.
5 years.
I know he tried to go with Diane Lane, like, come on, you gonna help me?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, he sure was. I mean, you look like you're a sensible person.
Yeah. You got your helmet off.
And she's just like,
yeah, no, I have to deal with this every day. Yeah. She ain't gonna take me to jail.
I gotta do this.
Yeah, shit, I know what he's doing. I know he's crazy.
I got to do my own thing.
Yeah, they had some parts in there that were wild, but I was like, you nailed it right there. Like, don't let him catch you speeding on a day where he's having a bad one, because he won't give you a ticket.
You're a menace. How do you plead?
Not guilty.
I knew you'd say that. Grenade.
blow your shit up because he is the law.
Yeah.
Judge, jury, and executioner. She'll kill your car.
Well, better than 5 years.
Yeah, better than 5 years.
Blow the
Yeah.
All right, I'll get another one.
Depending on how long you saved to buy that car. But man, that whole, I knew you'd say that. He kept trying to make that a thing.
Man, trying to make that a catchphrase. He's trying to have people wearing that on t-shirts and shit.
You can tell just what he delivered there. He was all excited to say this shit too. He's like, I wrote this line.
Yeah.
She doesn't say nothing, okay.
Yeah. He wanted that to be like the McDonald's meal special for Judge Dredd promotion. I'll have the Judge Dredd Big Mac special. He comes out to the drive-thru. I knew you would say that. Dredd! Pow! Blow your car up and shit. The fuck?
Did you throw that rapper down? 6 years for littering. Let's
Hey,
go.
wait a minute.
He only got 5.
He'll play that character accurate. And then he'll go off and then do something and it'll come out like a parody of not only Judge Dredd, but any action hero.
Firing 20mm caseless Fletcher round. The effective lethal range is 200 meters. You're safe.
Who you?
Wait. How'd that voice change
Exactly.
all of a sudden?
Who the hell you done to do right now? What the, this, you ain't even the same person, man, from 2 minutes ago.
That's right, citizen.
Yeah. Although you done to do right and RoboCop all in one character and shit. What are we doing? And when that mask is gone, he ain't even trying to be Judge Dredd no more.
He's just Stallone.
He's just Sylvester Stallone. And that's when that bottom lip really, that bottom lip says, I'm free. I can breathe now.
The DNA is a perfect match.
The evidence has been falsified. It's impossible. I never broke the law. I am the law.
Jesus Christ, shut up.
Next time I see that boy.
Oh, man.
He's like, can't you see I'm hungover? Shit.
God damn.
I'll listen to you. Just be quiet.
It was only slightly embarrassing before. Now
He's like Max Marcel, like, what am I doing? I love this part because this is the law. They got to show the muscles, and they don't wait. Because in court, when he's in court for being framed for murder, he's found guilty, and they didn't take him around back to let him undress slowly, one button at a time. They ripped that shit off the middle of the court. They stripped his ass down like he was a Chippendale dancer or something.
Let it be stricken from our hearts and our memories. Forever.
Like the sleeves just came right off. Had that tank top ready.
Yeah.
Shit, they look like they're about to rape his ass in the corner. Man, we gonna get that ass right now. Yeah. Bend over, bitch. Yeah.
Justice is swift and harsh.
It is.
Sexy.
Yeah. They ripped his ass down to the meat.
You know what? I'm surprised that, like, just that being Stallone, I'm surprised they let the tank job on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I bet you there was a take. All right, one take while my shirt's off.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you,
which one
man.
to use.
You get to see enough of him later.
And he spends the rest of that movie in that tank top. And it's funny because listen, is either he that wears that tank top or he's wearing these tight ass shirts. And my man, I ain't never seen Sylvester Stallone pose like he does in this movie. I mean, shit, you could tell he's like an action figure to have this shit. Look at him. That fool never puts these arms down.
Right.
Send in the clones.
Look, and
maybe he can't.
oh, he can. He ain't that goddamn. He can put them arms down. And another thing, I noticed that there's a few times he's walking, so you got his chest out so much that ass is just tight. Like he walking like he got a wedge or a stick up in there.
Oh my God.
My man walking like his drawers are stuck right up in his ass crack.
You know what? He is flexing hard. And the thing about it is he kind of did that in Demolition Man. But I mean, what is he, like 52 in this movie? Something like that. He's in his early 50s.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's just like, look, I've been eating boiled chicken. I've been doing this workout, all those supplements I take. God damn it, you gonna see something.
But my man is walking. Anybody ever had an itch in their ass and they can't scratch it, so they kind of just walk around and hope that the butt cheeks rub together and take care of it?
Or if you got a fart that's really trying to escape.
Right.
We holding that fart hard too.
He had Versace sew him into those pants.
I was gonna say, those pants are so tight, that's probably all he can move.
I'll tell you what, if that mother farted, it would come out as a diamond. He's squeezing the man's cheeks so hard. You see how hard you see how he's walking? That shit don't even look comfortable. Like he walking, we gotta lift one leg up at a time.
Yeah, right.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Low holding.
Yeah.
It's so tight.
Yeah. You want to talk about some real scene chewing. And like you said, Martin.
Oh boy.
The dude who plays the clone brother, Rico Dredd, Armand Asante.
What is the meaning of life? It ends.
That was a good one, wasn't it?
Man, I love Armand Asante too.
Yeah, me too. But boy, here,
man, he don't care. He don't give a shit if he's a cartoon villain. He even throws. I mean, he's just having a good time. He even throws in a cartoon villain laugh.
Guns are training. Remain still.
You see where he turned around to?
Yeah.
I was all bugged out.
yeah.
I mean, they try to make him so diabolically clever that it just gets ridiculous.
It took me a second to see that shit.
Damn.
It took me a second.
That trash bag rolls
I was looking at that blonde dude. I was like, little boy. I was like, I saw that shit come up.
He would have got your ass through there.
He would have got me.
He rolls up like Dracula in a trash bag. You see?
He would have got your ass.
Man, it's silly. They try to make him diabolically clever. Like that's how he escaped, by being in a body bag. But shit is hot this one. Thing is, my question.
He's having a blast.
My question for you is, how the hell did he see anything in that trash bag? Like he didn't know what. How did he know where to aim?
Why do you ask these questions? That's a Billy question.
I know.
That's my job.
Today, Billy, I'll stand with you. They got his ass walking around. They got him walking around Mega City 1 looking like he on PCP and shit. So big. He's sweating.
Yeah, sweating.
Looking for his next hit.
Yeah, looking crazy.
Yeah, about to suck dick for drugs or something.
Rob somebody.
Yeah. Eyes all bugged out.
Yeah.
Man. Cowboy.
Yeah. And he might be on PCP for all I know because he's overacting. I mean, the man is just on edge in every scene.
You want fear?
Weep.
Oh, God. Yeah. Take it easy, man. You gonna strain something, boy.
Man, shit, we needed a sound effect with that. My man, he about to hurt himself.
Man.
He about to give himself whiplash.
For real.
You want fear?
Shit, that's one of Michael Jackson moves. Yeah.
You want fear? I'm fear.
Yeah. Man, it's just
Like, man, you crazy. I don't know if I can hang with you.
yeah. Acting like he just had 10 Red Bulls in a row, just jittery and angry and knocking over shit.
You want a new beginning? Yeah. Take that,
I want to have a regular conversation with you guys. I'm on your side, homie. Can you come?
Yeah. Shit, I just asked if you want a glass of water. Water, bitch, you look like I was on fuck.
With ice.
Statue's like, what'd I do?
Yeah.
Hey, man, somebody told me you in a comic book movie. He said, all right, I got somebody else. I'm in a comic book movie.
Right?
Man, sit up here acting crazy.
beginning? Yeah.
Acting like he needs some better help.
He does.
Hey, look, if anybody needed, hey, listen. If you walking around the city looking crazy right now, like my man right here.
Ooh!
Yeah.
I didn't catch that one, though.
Yeah, that turn,
Yeah. What you looking at?
If you walking down the street scaring people, just going over to Starbucks and coming out of Starbucks, you might need some help. No, listen, no. I'm exaggerating. Hey, look. First of all, this portion of the roast is brought to you by BetterHelp. And I want to talk to you about BetterHelp real quick because some of y'all still ain't listening to me now. But, BetterHelp is there. Any kind of therapy is there for your needs of various kinds. A lot of people think that therapy is for the most serious of mental problems. Oh, you got to have severe depression. You got deep, dark thoughts. You're going to hurt yourself. It's like, no, it's nothing like that. Nothing like that. Therapy, it could be for those things. Definitely, yes. But a lot of times, therapy can also be just about organizing your mind, trying to get your mind organized to handle other parts in your life. Hey, listen, are you trying to organize yourself because you got big goals for the year? You're trying to organize yourself so your mind can just be decluttered and you can think more clear about some of the things that you're working on, whether it be work or maybe a relationship. If that's the case, try BetterHelp. Because BetterHelp, first of all, is online therapy. And online therapy has a lot of benefits, man. First of all, the convenience of it. You know, online therapy is flexible, which means that it's suited to your schedule. You can get on there anytime. Also, you can have it in a couple of different ways. You can talk to somebody face to face if you like video call, but hey, you know, some people don't like that, and we understand that. So if you choose to just do sort of an audio call, you can do that too. As I said, flexible in many, many ways. Also, it's affordable. And if you don't like the therapist that you have at that moment, you can always get another one. Free of charge, no problem, no questions asked. And also with BetterHelp, it's easy to get into. You just fill out a very brief questionnaire and they're going to match you up with somebody. And like I said, if it's not working out, no hard feelings, no one gets hurt. No one has to be embarrassed. It's not awkward. They'll choose somebody else for you. And as I said, it's affordable, but it's about to get even more affordable because I got a code for you right here. Well, your mind is feeling better already. BetterHelp.com/doubletoasted. If you put that in, you will receive 10% off your first month. Listen, get your mind organized. You'll be walking around all confused and everything. This man right here. This man, you know, he needs it.
Put my goddamn keys
in. So please. If you don't try BetterHelp, try it somewhere. But BetterHelp is a great place to start. So I want to thank BetterHelp for sponsoring this portion of the show. And I also want to thank you out there for your support. All right. Let me see here. So this guy, Rico, as I said, he's the clone brother of Judge Dredd. They were part of a program to make the perfect judges. Of course, when you try to do that, you know, things go crazy and people come out crazy. You know, Judge Dredd he's already off. Mm-hmm. This man's just a sociopath.
He makes Dredd look sane.
Sure does. But that's another character that they got wrong. You know, because because they want to show the actor's face. Rico is actually disfigured from his brother, Joseph Dredd, which is the Judge Dredd that we know. But I will tell you this: that's the comic book accurate character right there. He's got all kind of mechanical parts where his nose is missing and parts on his skull and whatnot. And, you know, he has to speak through one of them, throat cancer, the throat voice modulators right there. And he hates Judge Dredd because of this, because of what he did to him. Yeah, there's all kind of different versions of him, but it's basically that character. Now, I will say this, even though he's not comic book accurate, being that he's Judge Dredd's brother, I will say it was great casting because there are moments where Armand Asante sounds just like Sylvester Stallone.
Dredd got away from the hunters.
Well, he's about to be seriously outnumbered.
Yeah. And man, look.
Without being a parody, right?
Yeah, no, he sounds like him. But there's even a point where they sound so much alike, they get into a law off. Allah.
You betray the law!
I win. It's like he was making fun of him.
Yeah.
I mean, Rob Schneider had already dunked on him earlier.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what I really like about Rico. His old henchman bot. The ABC robot, whatever that means. Because that means...
Boy, ABC like simple.
Yo, hell yeah, man. Listen, the robot looks cool, but it's also kind of a silly effect because, that robot just got arthritis everywhere, you know, just creaking and cracking. What's crazy about him is that he looks, every time I saw him, I couldn't help but think of Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Yeah. I mean, look, his design is kind of cool, but he moves like an animatronic at a Chuck E. Cheese.
He does. Don't insult animatronics at Chuck E. Cheese like that. Again,
he's supposed to be menacing.
He's supposed to be menacing, but
everything is. He's gonna eventually get us.
He's stiff as hell.
If we stand still. I like the design though.
No, the design is cool. The design is great, but my man is just stiff. You know, he looks like if Chuck E. Cheese animatronics had rigor mortis or something. Yeah. I feel bad for him. Just be creaking when he gets up everywhere. Okay, yeah, we know
right,
you
Joe.
bad. Yeah, okay, sure.
Rusty
But
ass.
see, here's what's funny about this. You see how my man he can barely even stand up. Oh, these knees, and, you know. But
my knees,
on my knees, boy.
Slide some oil.
Oh, rust ass. But what I love about you see how slow he's moving, but somehow, some kind of way, he's still getting the drop on people.
Jesus Christ!
Now, how the hell you didn't hear his big creak ass coming up on you?
Right.
That's like somebody trying to sneak up on you in a tractor or something.
Yeah, it's almost like Rob Schneider's like, Jesus Christ, how did we miss this?
Yeah. That's why if he gets your ass, you have it coming, man. Because you know his big ass, you should see him coming from 3 blocks down the street, like the evil council man. I forgot the guy's name, but there's a point he trying to be a badass and ran right into that robot
Sure did.
and got his ass caught.
Both insane. I have to stop.
Because I'm gonna tell you, my man thought like, what's the best he gonna do? Shoot me? And they like, I'm extra crazy now. You told that robot, he's a robot, rip that arms off, and then rip his legs off and save the head for last so he can see everything.
God damn!
Yeah, It was one of those scenes that that was going to get an NC-17.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, it's one of those where you're like, how'd this get an NC? Oh, yeah, okay.
Rip his arms and legs off. No! Anything!
Oh, that ketchup coming down?
Yeah, somebody threw that paint down on the floor.
That sound was not great.
No,
I mean,
no.
it was, yeah.
Yeah, well, also, with the dude screaming like that.
Oh, yeah.
It's horrifying. Yeah, it's horrifying. Especially when he's like ripping his arms and legs off. He's like, oh my God, this is happening.
Yeah.
Like, the way he screamed that was good acting.
And that's just one arm. We started with right there. Shit, we got 3 more limbs to go. Shit, she loves me. She loves me now. No!
He thought Rico was his buddy, too.
Well, he said he was talking shit, right?
Yeah, he was talking shit, yeah. Because I know what he was thinking. Because this man, you know, he's one of them dudes who his ego it plays a big part in this. So I know what he was thinking. That big old getting me like, oh shit.
Well, he's down the mainframe. That'll say, wait, what? Now, who is Joan Chen playing?
Like she's the scientist who's helping him out.
Yeah.
Because the two of them have been plotting the whole time. Him and Rico. And then Rico has his own ideas about how he wants to run things.
Yeah, he wants to start a whole revolution. The evil councilman, he wants to start chaos and riots so that it seems like it's necessary to just charge people for very, very minor offenses because they just want more power.
Okay. Rico just wants chaos.
Yeah. Right. Revolution. So here's where we get to Rob Schneider in this. So, and I'm gonna tell you something. Nothing against Rob Schneider as an actor. He's actually funny sometimes, especially when Dredd sentenced him to 5 years and was talking all that shit. Yeah. And Rob Schneider, he's just loving it, man. Knowing that they are going to prison together.
Look at his face already.
He's like, wait, what a coinky dink. Yeah, he immediately, I actually thought this was funny.
It was funny.
He immediately starts talking shit.
The law doesn't make mistakes.
Really? Then how do you explain what happened to you?
He's like, God damn, man, you got a point.
He's like, you got to throw at me like that. Man. Look, I'm already feeling bad.
Shit, when Rob Schneider starts dropping knowledge, you know.
You can't. Great. Mr. I am the law. Can't.
And he's right, he can't. He just he takes that shit.
He has to take it. One, he can't get out of the chair.
See, man, you hit on something. So these are all prisoners. This is an aircraft taking them. This is a maximum security aircraft taking them to a maximum security prison. And somehow, some way, this dude brought a knife on board.
Some kind of typo. Maybe it's a glitch.
And not just brought the knife on board, but easily broke free.
Yeah.
While cops were around. Oh shit. And they're like, how did that happen?
It's stormtroopers.
I ain't going back there.
Yeah, I ain't doing shit.
Stormtroopers. Yeah.
Hey, I'm just a pilot. I don't know about all that.
Toy helmets on. Some shit you got toys or something.
For real, yeah.
Had big speakers on the side.
Yeah. That's how it was back then. We look stupid, don't we?
Somebody said think it was okay. You know what? That's probably true. They think it was planned. They say it's probably planned, but they didn't say it in the movie.
No, they didn't.
If it was, nobody said anything.
It doesn't make sense, but I mean, it's an explanation.
Yeah. So fortunately, my man's about to get shanked in the neck, but fortunately he's gunned down, or the aircraft is gunned down by a bunch of cannibal hillbillies. Now, these hillbillies, there's some more cartoon villains, and I mean they're probably the most, especially this dude right here. This old mutant ass hillbilly right here. He's probably the most cartoonish character in the movie.
Wow! Wanna catch me some city boy?
Jesus, was that wrong turn and shit?
Real city boy. He sound like Baby Huey or something. I'm gonna catch some city boys.
You're the fox. I think you're trying to kill me.
He came this short of saying, yuck, yuck. Oh, yuck, yuck. I'm gonna get some city boys. And it's funny because he's the most exaggerated character in here, but I didn't mind these people as much. He's part of this group called the Angel Family. And the Angel Family, they are from the comics. And even they are close to the characters in the comics.
Judge Dredd.
Let me curse you, boy.
Especially that dude. That's Mean Machine Angel right there. I gotta tell you, I thought that the design for that character and the makeup was
pretty good.
Great.
Yeah.
That character is very spot on. The makeup job spot on. He's missing an arm, has a big old another mechanical arm where his other arm is missing, and they did that character again right down to a T to what he looks like in the comic. Right down to even let me see, right down to the dial on his head. Like they do this thing where if he has 4 dials on his head, if it goes he starts from kinda mean to crazy, if it goes up to 4.
And this here is mean. We had to make some alterations when he was a child. I don't suggest you make him angry.
And I won't.
Man, I ain't say shit this whole time.
Yeah. Also, they kept in his signature fighting move.
Hey.
That wasn't in the script.
I thought you were still on one.
We didn't do this in rehearsal. What the f you doing?
Turn this shit up.
That was some acting right there.
Shit, well, he didn't know they gonna do that.
Jesus.
Mother. Man, I ain't never read that comic book. I didn't know that was supposed to happen.
Somebody cover your moves, goddamn.
Yeah, his move is a headbutt.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, and of course, so it's Judge Dredd. Him and Rob Schneider, they break free because of my man's headbutt. Headbutt my ass up. Yeah, I'm tired of this shit. So of course they break free, and before he leaves their lair, Dredd has to have a fight with a one-on-one with the biggest, baddest dude, which is Mean Machine.
Kill Papa. How do you plead? I knew you'd say that.
Go ahead and kill me.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Come on, man, really get me, because I can't hear this shit no more.
That's his goddamn Urkel catchphrase, and I ain't do that. I knew you'd say that.
Exactly.
I knew you'd say that.
It's like, thank God. Yeah. Got tired of hearing that shit.
Stop trying to make that a thing.
This is also the part of the movie that Max von Sydow, he's Max von Sydow. This is a part of the movie that Max von Sydow probably loved the most. Because he dies.
Exactly. I'm out of this bitch.
Yeah, I'm out of this bitch. Sweet release. Actually, he don't even die at that part. There's a...
Yeah, they're like, wait, we need you to say this page of dialogue first.
There's one last... And by the way, man, So he just gets stabbed right there. He doesn't quite die yet, but when he does, he is out of the gift for this movie. He don't care no more. It was like he was giving this movie his all, and then he finally realized this is bullshit. Like that, because he went out not giving a shit. That was it. That's all he had right there. It's not that I hate Rob Schneider in this. I actually think he's funny.
Yeah, he didn't bother me. I mean, he was the audience's avatar, at least the one person going, this shit is crazy. This is insane.
I tell you why he bothered me.
Okay.
Because they didn't give him anything to do.
Oh, okay.
His ass was useless later on because all he did was just yell throughout the movie. For the last part of the movie, he's just yelling. That mouth stays open for the rest of the movie. Oh man, it's several times. That mouth stays open. Okay, that's kind of erotic right there.
Yeah, he just busted.
And like he just finished and Stallone's about him.
Yep.
And he like he enjoyed it too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what you tell about this? It's almost 75 years.
Let it flow, Rob.
Shit went down, stuff happened.
And Rob like, oh, Sly.
Leave it at that.
Man, the end is just going through the motions. They really, now movies like this, when they ain't got that strong of a story, they get to a point like, let's get this shit over with.
Yeah, let's just, look, there's a formula to this. And we just hit these beats, we'll be all right.
Yeah.
It's in the envelope they sent us.
And none of it makes sense. Stallone is on the run. He escapes, of course, and once he gets back into Mega City 1, the cops are after him. So look, this is a judge. These cops are doing their job. They're pretty much innocent, but he mows them down by the dozen. And nobody questions the morality of it all. He just has to get away. Yeah,
because he's no longer a judge at this point.
No.
So everything he does is illegal.
Yeah. So exactly. So he's just blowing these cops away. Why? Because we just have to have action scenes, and he has to have something to shoot. And
we don't see their faces.
And they're faceless. Exactly.
So who cares?
Exactly. There's the obligatory explosions. They go through they have this space cycle or air cycle chase, flying cycle chase. And there's just all the cops start crashing and shit. It's funny how he knows how to turn, but those cops, oh the God, no!
That's a dead end! I know!
You had plenty of time to turn up, man.
You saw what he was doing.
Yeah, he was looking up.
You didn't even have to cut so close.
No. Boy, the dialogue gets worse. Like there's a couple of scenes here where it's just stock dialogue.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Very much. The things that people say, my God, you can't play God. This is madness.
My God, we could replace our losses in a day. This is madness.
Here's another one.
It's not for this console to play God.
That's just all right.
Okay.
This is stock dialogue, This is all this shit you can get in a template or something. They even bring in stock lightning scenes, melodramatic. All those, the cheesy effect where somebody's saying some dialogue and they finish and
Son.
be more effective, we can understand what you're saying. and they just keep, man, they keep doing it. I'm not gonna even put all the scenes that they have in there, but they love putting this lightning in to add dramatic effect. Yes.
Yeah, there's so much of this I go like, man, Tim Burton's Batman had too much influence on movies.
Yep, did. No, you're right, man. I didn't even think about that. You're 100% right. Man, you thought the puns at the beginning were kind of cheesy and lame. They packed the end of this full of not just puns, but judge puns.
Yeah.
Just this.
Judge, bitch.
Yeah. Oh.
What?
Oh, it does. Hey,
Oh,
but wait.
Diane.
But wait, there's more.
Court's adjourned.
Thank you.
But wait. Oh shit! I went through. Oh man.
Court's adjourned.
Court's
that
adjourned.
doesn't apply to the situation.
Right, not at
Oh Jesus! That's the lamest one. He's like, "I know you didn't."
Yeah, he's like, look, I don't even know how to
really. He said, "Brother, you above that. That was too easy."
You're not a judge right now. That doesn't apply to what I just said.
You better be glad you killed me. I'll definitely. So now that my man is dead, thrown off of the Statue of Liberty, at this point, Dredd can get his clothes back. And he got his shoulder pads back. He got his shirt back. Them sleeves are put back on with Velcro. And most important thing, since it's the end of the movie, he can put that helmet on for a few seconds. Only for a few. Peter's the very end of the movie.
Yeah, here you go, fans.
Yeah. Also,
just for you.
He does another thing that's out of character right here. Judge Dredd don't love. He don't get in a romance. He's in love with the law.
Yeah.
This shit was it. And this is the end of the movie. We could have been gone without this whole scene.
We
right
almost
here.
got away without it.
Exactly. Forcing a romance at the end of the movie. That
feels
didn't
like
need
studio.
it. Yep.
That feels like studio. I'm
Yep.
not even going to put that on Stallone.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I bet you studio said, let them kiss once.
Yep, Diane Lane and him. They've been partners. So in '95, if a dude is got partnered with a woman.
Yep.
Unless it's a black dude and a white woman.
Right. Unless it was an interracial one, and didn't talk to the woman the entire film. No chemistry whatsoever. No indication that they had a romantic thing going on at the end. I got to kiss you.
Everything they did talk, but every exchange was professional.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, like,
as
there's
it should be.
Right.
Yeah, there was no hint of romance at all. So, but hey, you know what?
She's cute, so.
Yep. And you know what? Before he leaves, if he didn't like that, well, don't worry about it because he gets one more chance to force that catchphrase on us.
Feels good to be human, don't you think?
I knew you'd say
okay. I knew you'd say that.
I would have been like, I'm going to give you some ass later. I knew you said that. I was hoping you said that. I mean, at least
I wasn't
going
to say that.
Right.
Yeah, I knew you'd say that shit. So,
Right, I knew you'd say that.
Yeah.
Right. That's what
So here's a note I gave myself right here. I'm gonna play this. So just to make sure it's not me. Y'all see if you're seeing what I'm seeing right here.
Hey, Dredd! I thought it was you.
Did you see that?
That actor looks just like Armand Desante.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm talking about.
Oh.
He's not speaking the ADR.
Yeah, his mouth ain't moving.
He didn't say one word.
His mouth,
He's smiling. He's gritting his teeth.
Unless he's doing a ventriloquist act. Look at this.
I thought it was you.
Did you still see that shit? I don't know how, $90 million movie, how y'all let that slide?
And it was a fast cut, too.
Yeah, it was.
I thought it was you.
Yeah, my man's doing a ventriloquist act.
Hey, Dredd! I thought it was you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, lips didn't even move a little bit.
Lips didn't move at all.
I think that's a dude from Sopranos, too. Because you don't sound like that either.
Look at this shit. They didn't even try. And I know the editor saw this shit. Somebody just said, well, look, we're done.
Yeah.
We don't get more.
Hey, Dredd! I thought it was you.
You're like, who said that?
So seriously, who said that?
Yeah. Well, you made it to the end of the video. That must mean you really like what we do. So if you do, check out these other videos just like this one. Check out our other YouTube channels and subscribe to join our wonderful Toasty community. And as always, stay toasty.